All right, recording started. We can start in another 30 seconds. We can start.
Welcome to meeting number 223 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I am Arunama Bindal, your Sergeant at Arms for today. In Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop a communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We are now inside the code of conduct of Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that meeting is being recorded and it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that all the noise-making devices are either switched off or on.
Conscience, the part of your mind that tells you
are either switched off or on silent mode. You have 30 seconds to do that. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. All the role players, please ensure a quick audio video check before handing over the stage to the respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role player, your name, your club. If you're a member of Turning Point Toastmasters, you can omit the club name. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use background change or screen sharing to indicate time using one of the three cards, green, yellow, and red, that will be explained in the role when called upon. We encourage you to use Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after the end of each session and will be live for 30 seconds. Now, it's time to call on the stage the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Madhav. Let's welcome Toastmaster Madhav on the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to yet another exciting and amazing meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. And excitement reminds me of IPL that are happening now, and it is the second leg of IPL 2020 that is happening in Dubai. I've heard a news that Corona entered in this also, like it is trying to disrupt this second leg of IPL as well, but we hope everything goes right. Today we have a match of Mumbai versus Kolkata Knight Riders, but we all have got our priorities right. Our priorities are to work on ourselves, to develop some certain skills, and that's the reason we are here. And for that reason, we have our guests as well. As guests, we have Dishnath joining us. We have our regular guest who is also playing our counter today. Thank you very much for that, Diana. And I'll request guests to stay till the end of the meeting. We'll be taking your feedback towards the end of the meeting. And without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the Toastmaster of the day. And the theme of Toastmaster of the day for today is leadership. And we couldn't have got any better person to talk about leadership than our president. And he is again a very diligent and a very incredible member we have in our club, Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman, over to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Madhav, for that generous introduction. Leadership is a word that conjures a lot of images and definitions in our mind. It's a word that's associated with humankind since centuries or even millenniums. The first leader might be the first man or woman who figured out for a tribe on how to find food for their tribe. The characteristic of that leader was the fact that that person would have been able to guide a group or a group of individuals towards a path unknown. He or she might have sprung up with a new idea on how to make that group better in terms of finding resources or finding a new territory or setting up a new home or community within a new society. Coming to today's day and age, leadership may be associated with a lot of people. He or she might be a political leader, a CEO of a company driving that company, or a boss within a company driving a team or a group of people, or can be like an explorer trying to find new avenues to explore within a jungle or a territory. So, leading by definition itself conjures one fact that one person in a group should be able to provide a new insight, a new vision for himself and the group to move forward. Now, leadership is, according to me, both art and science. Science is because of the fact that over a period of time, through different leadership theories, a lot of researchers have figured out that if you apply a particular models and frameworks, a lot of times you're able to arrive at a fixed solution or fixed result. That to me is kind of a scientific aspect of leadership. The other aspect of leadership is the art side of it, where one has to be intuitive, one has to be careful on what kind of tool or what kind of thinking to apply to a particular situation to lead oneself and the group to a particular outcome. And that is what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss what are the broad kind of theories which can help one person lead him or herself and a group, and what are some of the artistic ways a leader can apply those tools to lead going forward. And one of the aspects of leadership within Toastmasters is getting relevant feedback back and forth in every meeting or on day-to-day basis. And for today's meeting, to lead the evaluation section is our very diligent, very sincere, beloved Toastmaster Madhav, who's going to introduce us to the general evaluation section. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhav.
Thank you, Anshuman. Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman, for that introduction. I am your journal evaluator for today. I, with my team, will be evaluating the whole meeting. The objectives of journal evaluation section is to provide constructive feedbacks to all the members, all the speakers, prepared speakers, and to a table topic speaker on the a feedback wherein they can implement the feedback and improve on their skills. For the journal evaluation section, I have a team that consists of two evaluators for prepared speakers to whom Toastmaster of the day will be introducing in due time, and 3 tag team members. The 3 tag team members are timer, accounter, and grammarian. The timer for today is Toastmaster Nimit. Toastmaster Nimit will be keeping the track of time taken by each and every speaker who will be coming on the stage, and he'll be showing cards. Prepared speeches are typically for 5 to 7 minutes, and there is 30 seconds grace period on each end. The timer will be showing green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. The evaluators will have 2 to 3 minutes. Evaluators for prepared speeches will have 2 to 3 minutes to give their reports. They'll have the timer will be showing cards, green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and red card at 3 minutes. Again, for table topics, the timing, table topic speakers, the timing would be 1 to 2 minutes. You will have to speak for at least 1 minute, and you can, there's 30 seconds grace period towards the end of 2 minutes. Timer will be showing green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. This is about the timer's role. Then the second role is our counter. We have our counter as Diana. Diana will be noting down all the filler words and pauses, unintentional pauses used by speakers while speaking. And the pauses and filler words can be like as, unintentional pauses, basically, like, etc. So these are the filler words that will be noted by Diana, and she'll be presenting her report towards the end whenever she will be called upon by me. The third role player, third member is grammarian. I'll be playing the grammarian's role, and I'll be noting down all the good usages and bad usages of grammar and the English language. I'll be also be introducing you to the word of the day. Word of the day for today is illustrious. Illustrious means something which is well known, which is respected, and which is admired. Illustrious can be used as someone, we can say someone as illustrious author, or we can also say that Independence Day is celebrated as a very illustrious moment for in our country. So illustrious can be used in this way. I hope that we try using illustrious as much as we can, and whenever someone uses it, I would request everyone to give a thumbs up on the screen using the Zoom emoticon feature. That's about my team, and I'll be presenting my report towards the end whenever Toastmaster of the Day will call upon me. Yeah, that's it from my side. Toastmaster of the Day, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Madhav. Now we come to a special section, which is my favorite section, definitely the speech section, where we have two prepared speeches for the evening. And for this first speech, we have Toastmaster Arunima, who's Sergeant in Arms for our club, to present a speech. But before I call upon her, I'd like to invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Surjit, to read out her speech objectives. Over to you, Surjit.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Arunima is delivering speech on level 2 project to for visionary communication path. The purpose of the project for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Time for speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck, Arunima, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Surjit. So Arunima is a chartered accountant by profession, and she's one of a very diligent and sincere members of our club who really pushes the boundaries in terms of how our clubs can achieve different goals and make each meeting fruitful for everyone. And Arunima, as Surjit mentioned, will be presenting her level 2 project 2 speech from visionary communication. So Arunima, let's check. Arunima, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let's time travel to 2020. Amidst all the sad news about COVID, there were some good news too. In December, we had an annual party in office like every year. At the party, there was some rewards and recognition ceremony. One of them was the award for the best dance performance. The winning team was to get the handsome cash prize. Being the enthusiastic person, I took the charge. Now, the problem was to practice, as we had to practice within the office hours. We only had 4 days left. It seemed tough to me. I started talking to the members who wanted to participate to arrive at a common time. After arriving and finalizing the common time for practice within our working time without hampering the day-to-day activities that were aligned to the concerned person, we were able to start with the practice. Next bigger step was to decide the song. When there are more people, it's difficult to respect the choices. That is the task that has to be done. After some discussion, playing millions of songs, finally we were able to convince for 2 songs to perform. But that was not enough. To make it the best performance, we needed some extra efforts because there were teams from all of India. We had a dilemma if we will win with only two songs. Then we got an idea and asked out to our director. Those of you who do not know, I work with a Korean beauty brand. My director itself is a Korean national. It was challenging to convince him to dance at first and then the choice of songs. He cannot understand in Hindi songs, and all of us wanted to dance on the Bollywood item numbers. Then this task was to arrive at a song which is likable by all. After doing some research, we were able to find the song which was liked by all, and it was Open Gangnam Style. It was real fun. We could perform well. We had a blast. You can see in the picture. And this led us to win the best winner. And any guesses what was the communication style I was talking about? By now, I think you might have figured out my dominant communication style. Any guesses? Anyone who would want to go? This was initiating style of communication. This style is sociable and enthusiastic. It is for energetic and spontaneous and fun-loving persons. Due to this nature, person with an initiating communication style sometimes are perceived as someone who talks more and listen less. They're often pursued as people with fast pace and self-assured. They like to feel accepted and motivated by relationships. They respond strongly to praise and approvals. However, due to fast pace, sometimes the persons with the initiating communication styles are perceived as impulsive. They enjoy personal and friendly work environment. As said, initiating communicators are enthusiastic and persuasive. There are some benefits. You can use this style at the beginning of the meeting. How you can use it? You can prepare an agenda well before the meeting start, wherein you can note down all the points that you want to discuss so that nothing is left over for later and you know what to talk about. Not only in a professional life, it can help you in personal life. If you are in a doubt what to talk, make a list of the things you want to talk to a person. It will help you improve your relationships. You can use this type of conversation in the social gatherings to communicate with your peers. The communication style is not restricted to one type. There could be other ways of how you present yourself. As I started working with a Korean brand, there were a lot of problems I had to face because English is neither my first language nor their first language. Due to the language barrier, communication was a problem. But then I started talking to them, started initiating the conversations during the lunchtime, and go out on coffee breaks. Ask them to help and support in the work. That was the supporting communication style that I started showing, because not only the initiating communication style helped me, but I needed some support and some presentation from them to survive in the professional working environment. As this helped me, I realized that only single communication style is not important. Hence, I am working on the other communication style, such as analytical and direct style. Because if you stick to one communication style, you may get stuck. Life does not offer the same situation every time. Sometimes the communication style needs to be changed as per the situation. As I am working on my other communication styles to be a better communicator and advance in career, let's see if you are working on it. Let's check. And with this, I hand over back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Arunima. Request us all to take 1 minute to write feedback for Toastmaster Arunima in her private chat. Meanwhile, I like to check with Toastmaster Priyamvada if she'd like to test if she's audible and visible.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, Diana, for the counter report.
A minute is over.
Sure, thank you. Moving forward, we have our second speaker, Toastmaster Priyamvada, who's one of our newest members and very enthusiastic in terms of participation in club activities. To evaluate her, we have distinguished Toastmaster Anand, who I'd like to invite on stage to read out the speech objectives. Over to you, Anand.
Thank you, Anshuman. Please give me a thumbs up if I'm audible. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Priyamvada today is attempting her second speech from the second project. It's a two-speech project from level 1. Now, the objective remains whatever speech she delivered in the previous attempt, whatever feedback she received, to improve upon that, as well as if any other feedback that comes up, that I have to note and pass it over to her. Her timer, please note, timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Priyamvada. Over.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Anand. All right. Okay. I think I'm no longer a co-host. I was just checking if I can spotlight. But anyhow, so Toastmaster Priyamvada is a champion banker and a champion mother at home. You learned a lot about her through her speeches and her stories. And I look forward to hearing more from her today in her level 1 P2 speech. Somewhere inside Toastmaster Priyamvada. Over to you.
Thank you, Anshuman, for always being so kind to my introduction. Hello, Toastmasters. Today, I am going to talk about a very interesting topic, that is conscience. which says, deep inside, you always know. You must have heard about the word conscience, the part of your mind that tells you if what you are doing is right or wrong. It is what makes you feel guilty when you do something bad and good when you do something kind. You must know by now that conscience has always been a part of you, always been a guiding friend, only when you choose to listen to it. A friend that would just say once and then sit quietly at the back of your head and let you decide what you want to do. I'm sure we always asked for a friend like that, but who knew we always had one, always with us? If you remember your early childhood and remember your parents asking you to not do something as simple as don't switch on the TV or don't lie. It's not that we never switched on the TV or or it's not that we never lied, but whenever we did, whenever we did the same, a little voice in our head said no, but we ignored it and rather went for it. Sometime in your childhood, you might have experienced a bad exam day, but would have lied to your parents that it went well just to continue having all that pampering and love till the result day. But till then also, it might have kept coming up every single day in your mind because deep inside, you always know what you did was right or wrong. Sooner or later, either the conscience surrenders or you do. It, in most of the cases, the conscience surrenders because we are too busy following others around us. Comparisons and competition has become the part and parcel of our lives that we are almost on the verge of killing this kind little friend of ours. So, I would like to ask you, what do you do in a situation where it becomes too hard to decide which way to go? Anyone who would like to raise their hand and tell, you might have gone to a friend, you might have gone to your parents, or you might have done something which usually people do. Anyone who would like to answer? Madhav, would you like to answer? What do you do in a situation where it becomes too hard to decide which way to go?
In a situation which wherein uh, I listen to my conscience.
Oh, that's great. And Anshuman, anything from you?
I toss a coin or listen to mother's conscience or my conscience.
Tossing a coin is also a great idea. Surjit, are you there? You want to answer? What do you do? Okay, he's not there. For me, it is like I have a simple, tried and tested way to make difficult decisions. Not that it has always worked for me, because I am still in the process of discovering it fully. But yes, there's no harm in trying it out. It might sound a little filmy also, just take out some time from the chaos, sit in a dark room, stop the racing thoughts. It's difficult, but not impossible. And just try to listen to that inner guiding voice, which knows you better than you know yourself. It might not happen immediately, but continuous attempts never fail. Just try it once and it might help your conscience guide you towards a better life in better ways. Thanks a lot, Toastmasters, for paying attention to me. Here I hand over the spotlight to Teamord of the Day, Anshuman Mishra.
Thanks a lot, Priyamvada, for that insightful story. And we have the poll for the best speakers. Please do vote for the best speaker according to you. I think quite a few of us have host and co-host access. So Arunima, please feel free to revoke co-host access for one or two of us. All right. And also, please do share your feedback with Toastmaster Priyamvada in parallel on how the speech of hers sounded today to you. All right, moving forward, continuing with the theme of leadership we had for today. So now talking about the leadership models which we can apply to our daily life. So how any model or framework has to be applied is, as like intuitively you might be aware, that you take that model, analyze yourself or take feedback from your peers or family members, or where do you stand on that model, and what are your strengths and what are your growth areas. After this meeting, I'll be sharing a list of around 150 models with you, which you can go through. But not to bombard you with a lot many, I'll cover one or two in this meeting, which can give an insight of how to work with a leadership model, which can help you assess your strengths, your weaknesses, and your growth areas over a period of time. For example, I came across this model called the Leadership Competency Framework, which is mostly applied to a corporate organization. What it talks about is that leadership competency is derived from four factors. One is leading yourself. Second is leading the organization. Third is leading the others. By others, they mean the immediate group. And fourth is delivering performance. And as you might be aware that all these four aspects, there are different sub aspects of it where you can, against which you can measure yourself. For example, for leading self, it talks about knowing your strengths, knowing how you manage your time, how you manage your energy, your communication style, as Arunima talked about, or your leadership style, on how you apply your leadership. Do you have the appropriate emotional intelligence to lead the day? Are you adaptable? Are you resilient? Are you professional? These are all aspects of leading your personal self. If you're really aware of who you are, then you can move to the next aspect, which is leading others. Leading others involves knowing different aspects of other people, of how they manage their time, of what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what brings energy to them, how do they prefer to converse, what is their connecting style. So that can help you lead others. The third aspect is knowing your organization. Every organization has different culture. So when you move from company to company, the ones who do, you may realize that, say, one company might be very result oriented, while another might be very people oriented. One might be very aggressive in terms of their targets. One might be less concerned about their targets and more concerned about the process and the contribution. So then you have to adapt and learn about the culture of a company. Also, you have to influence, network people within a company, know the values, know the mission, vision, and the goals that that company or your particular team or department is pursuing. That's knowing the organization. Last but not the least is about delivering performance. That you should be aware that what you're meant there to deliver. What are you hired for? And if you're leading a team, what is your team expected to deliver? So that can be in terms of the targets, in terms of the contractual results. It can be in terms of the prioritization or the quarterly goals or revenue goals. So you have to figure out what are the targets that you have to deliver. So this is just one of the 150 models I'm going to share with you in our Turning Point Toastmasters group. But as you might be aware, if, for example, I have to assess of how I'm doing within my organization, I'll just go through this framework, do like a check mark that this is what, say, I'm satisfied with, this I'm not. What are my strengths, weaknesses, what are the results my team is delivering, I am delivering. Those are aspects you can work with. And that's quite an illustrious intervention by Madhav that we should be using word of the day. I hope this is illustrious enough for you to understand how leadership models function. And one of the leadership or kind of communication framework that we follow during impromptu speaking is something called an sandwich or an Oreo kind of approach. And those who don't know Oreo, it's basically first stating your opinion when given an impromptu topic, then backing it up with reasoning, and then explaining your reasoning, and then concluding with your opinion. And to take the impromptu speaking section forward so that we can hone our communication leadership skill, I'd like to invite on the stage Toastmaster Nimit to take forward the table topic section. Over to you, Toastmaster Nimit.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anshuman. It is absolutely great to be here and reunite with you all. It is indeed an illustrious theme which you shared with us, and also a couple of illustrious speeches. So now looking forward to some illustrious table topics as well. And as I just build upon your theme today, and just to let everyone know that this is the time where you all can rise and shine, right? It is now your time to come up on the platform and speak on a given topic. And this would be not prepared. This would be impromptu, like Anshuman mentioned. What do you mean by impromptu? I'll be giving you a topic and you have to speak on the spot. Please note that you have to speak within the time limits of 1 minute to 2.5 minutes. Right? So before or after this limit, you would be disqualified. So please ensure that you speak within these limits. So I would request you all to please nominate yourselves by raising your hand, or otherwise just simply displaying on your video that you want to come up. I would be very happy to have you with the first topic. Any volunteers? Let me come to the gallery view and see everyone all together. I don't see everyone. So probably I'll nominate someone who is not on the videos. So please come on the videos and let us have this fun build table topics. I see one raised hand by Toastmaster Arunima. So I'll go with her to start with. Let me just add her to Spotlight. Toastmaster Arunima, for everyone's demonstration, you being an experienced Toastmaster, so we are starting with you. Toastmaster Arunima, either I win or I learn. Either I win or I learn. Toastmaster Arunima.
Thank you, table topics master. Either I win or I learn. If I win, it's a success. If I learn, I'm on way to success. Either way, it is an advantageous situation for me. If I am not winning, then I'm still learning. And I can learn to be the best. Whatever I did, I can overcome. I remember one such situation being a chartered accountant. I had to appear for my final exams. I was very excited, and as I cleared all my past exams in one attempt, I had that same courage that I will do this time also. But unfortunately, I could not, and I flunked. It was the first time in my life that I had to see a failure. If you are a chartered accountant, you will be able to relate what I am saying. But that does not mean if I am not winning, I am not going to try. I had to try again. And this time I realized the more importance, how I can do better and what I can do to make it better. As I failed second time and third time, I keep on learning, learning, and learning. And in the fourth time, I was able to make it to CA final and could earn the name Chartered Accountant before Arunama Bindal. So, in any case, either you are winning or you are learning. So, do not stop. Even if you do not succeed this time, you will next time. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Arunima. Yes, indeed, that's the attitude a leader should carry. And I see that you have that attitude. So all the best. For everyone's benefit, just to let you know, although I was playing the primary timer, but for the table topics, my friend Anshuman has agreed to time you all. And he shall be intimating you of the timings on the chat window. So please have the chat window open in front of you as well, and be mindful of what is coming up there. All right. So let us have the next volunteer. I see Diana raising her hand, so we'll allow her to come up. Diana, a very simple but very important question to you. Why to be a leader? Why to be a leader, Toastmaster Diana? So that's there in the chat window. Diana has expressed her views. Yes, indeed, Toastmasters and leadership go hand in hand, and Toastmaster endeavors to enhance and develop our leadership skills. So that's a nice take on that. Thank you, Diana. We'll move on to the next speaker. So I can see quite a few faces, but no one is raising his or her hand. So I'll pick you up now. How about you, Dishant?
I can try.
Yes, that's great. Dishant?
Yeah.
Leaders are built, not born. Leaders are built, not born. Dishant.
So basically, leaders are built, not born. Yes, I agree with this fact, because what the leaders tell us that with every failure you learn something and then you work over it, and then you help other people so that they can't face the same. If they face the same challenges, they help them how to overcome it. So that's why we say leaders are built, not born, because they also face the same kind of challenges and overcome it so that other people don't face it, and they help other people. And time, they basically so they basically helps their junior subordinates and colleagues to overcome those challenges and release basically uh, overcome the challenges before it comes. And that's what leader it is. For example, in the company, the CEO is a leader of the company, and it helps to the, prejudge what issues that our company, what challenges our company might face, so that he can proactively take action around it. So this from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dishant. Yes, indeed, leadership accounts for problem solving, and that's what you shared with us. And also, I believe that leadership is a skill and not a talent. And skill can be learned, can be acquired. It doesn't have to be coming from you since childhood or from birth, isn't it? So it can be acquired, and we all are here to learn and acquire that skill. Let us move on. Yes.
I think some are born leader, but most of us are not talented enough that we get a within our genes. So if we work hard, we can definitely
Yes,
pass through it.
that's why, Shant, I mentioned that it is not a talent, it is a skill, right? And now let's move on. How about you, Ravi? Are you available? Okay, if not, Ravi, I'll request one of the evaluators to please come up if they are available. Surjit or Anant.
Sure.
Toastmaster Anant. Leaders read, readers lead. Toastmaster Anant.
Well, I heard two different thoughts in one single sentence. So I don't know which one was the topic, but somehow in my mind, it immediately echoed as leaders read and readers lead. Well, both of them are correlated, isn't it? It is said that a good book is equivalent to 100 good teachers. There are so many books in our lives, which if you don't read just for fun, maybe revisit once again, you'll find subtle nuances. You'll find the deeper messages. One such book I find is Alchemist. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is a modern day Gita, Bhagavad Gita for me. It has so happened that I have 3 copies of this book. One I purchased myself, and 2 I received as one of the gifts in Toastmasters. Now, the good thing about this book is you go through the story once, fine, but years later, one fine day, when you just open this book on any random given page, whatever is written over there, you just put your mind to it, you'll find a lot of solutions appearing to you, even to the problems in your life you were not even paying attention to. So readers, they become leaders. Leaders read, and readers, they only get to lead. That's my take on the topic. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you very much, Anand, for your take and reminding us of the book which we perhaps have read in our childhood and motivating me to read it once again. Now I'll move on to the next speaker. How about you, Surjit? Are you ready? Yes, you are
Yes.
always ready. Toastmaster Surjit, leadership is an action, not a position. Leadership is an action, not a position. Toastmaster Surjit.
Thank you, table topic master Nimit Mittal, for such a wonderful topic. And my point is that I am agree with you that leadership is about action and not about position. When one want to be a leader, he should always move forward and come with the action and not stick to his position. Earlier, before joining the Toastmaster, I was of the thought that leadership is a position. So I will always wait for the years of experience so that I can gain the that position, leadership position. But now in our Toastmaster, I learned that it's action, our action take us to that position, not the year of experience or any other thing. We sit on chair and wait for someone take action for us. So it's always saying that leadership is always in action and it's not a position. If one stick to the position, then he can't be a leader. Now over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Very well said, Toastmaster Surjit, and such a wise words coming out of you, because yes, indeed, leadership is all about action, and anyone, be it at any position, be at any role, can showcase leadership, and that's his leadership that takes him to the actual positions. That's even said by the leadership guru John C. Maxwell, that the leadership by position is in fact the lowest form of leadership, right? So thanks for sharing your views on that. Now we have the nomination from Toastmaster Priyamvada. So let us have you next. Toastmaster Priyamvada, an instance when I showcased leadership. An instance when I showcased leadership. Toastmaster Priyamvada.
Thank you, Nimit. An instance when I showcased leadership was, if I start remembering from now, I get back into my school days, in which in my 11th standard, I leaded a group of people for 12th standard farewell. So we had to bid farewell to the 12th standard students. That was the time I leaded. And yeah, of course, we women lead so many people in our lives every day. We lead our husband, we lead our maids, we lead our children. So there are so many instances I could but that leadership is more of a friendship first, because you can't lead just by saying that you have the upper hand. You have to be friends with them. You have to tell them in a very nice way, so that they don't think that you are leading them. So I guess this is the skill you should always have as a leader. In fact, in that farewell also, I had my friends along, so I was able to lead that stage all by myself very well, and that's why maybe I remember it. Uh, this was my views about my take on leadership. Thank you, Nimit. Over to you.
Thank you, Priyamvada. And I think it is almost everywhere that the class 11 students lead the farewell and organize the farewell for the class 12 students. So thanks for taking us back the memory lane, and also uh, telling us that leadership is so important. And I wish you a lot of success in the leadership journey in Toastmasters and beyond. With that, we'll move on to the next speaker. Ravi, a quick check with you. Are you available? All right, so that leaves with Anshuman. I will not spare you, and I'll time you. Okay, so yes, please, you can come up.
Just reminding the mother. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'll have him at the last because he's also evaluating table topics. Okay, you being the president, a very good topic for you. Toastmaster Anshuman, engage, enable, empower. Engage, enable, empower. Toastmaster Anshuman.
Engage, enable, empower. Since we are talking about leadership frameworks today, this trio of engage, enable, empower sounds like a very empowering framework to me, through the lens of which I can look at the leadership positions I perform in. For example, say within Toastmasters, if I have to look at this model, engagement is something I and all of us have to do for us and our peers in making sure that all the roles, all the role players are filled for each and every meeting. Plus, also the members are engaged to perform their best in the upcoming meetings or any Toastmaster activity. Be the contest, be it in the EC committee, be it in division, be it in district, engagement is a very essential part of leadership as a whole. Empowerment is something which is very essential to make sure that each and every person is confident in taking up the roles that he or she is taking. If anyone is lacking confidence to perform any role, it is important that we reach out to our peers. I reach out to my peers or my EC team to make sure everyone is empowered to perform their best. And the third leadership principle, Nimit, if you can remind me, I'm sorry. Enable. Yes, enablement to me means that everyone should have the necessary tools and resources to accomplish their work. So, for example, if you're a speaker, it's important that you have access to pathways, you have access to right mentorship, right guidance, to make sure that you're performing your individual role to the best. So looking at engaging, enabling, and empowering, all this trio of framework can help each leader to make sure that one is pursuing the path of making sure that his or her team achieves the best successful. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, thank you very much, Mr. President, for sharing the thoughts and indeed engaging, enabling, and empowering the people around us, the leaders around us, helps us to create and build more leaders and becoming a greater leader ourselves. So on that note, the last speaker who is there, and we can probably have him as well. And I'll take some notes. Don't worry. So, Madhav.
Yes.
Be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see, Toastmaster Madhav.
Be the change you want to see. There is another quote: revolution begins at homes. And this is my Facebook status since 2011, I think. Revolution begins at home. Facebook quote, favorite quote that I've put on my Facebook account. The reason I say, like, there are many things that I am pissed off probably about the society, about, many dogmas that we have. I am I don't know what that is, that I am very aware of these things since my, like when I was in 10th, 11th, there were many things that I used to feel bad about, that we used to, have. There are many groups that are formed. They are, politically connected, so I'm not gonna take their name, but if you want to see a change, that can be happen. But the thing is that you want to start that. If you hate something, like if you don't like something, you don't need to comply with them. Like if someone asks you to do something for the sake that everyone is doing that, you don't need to do that. And you can walk, you don't need to walk with people, you can go your own way. So that's the way I think that you need to be the change that you want. And I think I forgot the name of the personality, and he I'm not able to remember his name, but there was this custom that whenever a man dies, the women, like his wife used to, she also goes with her and something like that. And there was this personality who broke this custom, and he always inspires me for this. Like you can walk your own way, and you just need to bring the change you want. Thank you. Over to you, Nimit.
Thank you very much, Madhav, for sharing that story with adds weight to what you want.
I think there is some network issue at Nimit's side.
And
Or
Nimit had some network issue.
Right, maybe we can pass forward to me.
I think he's back. He's back. Maybe he.
I had some network.
Yeah. Maybe
Am I
TM.
audible?
Yes, Nimit.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Nimit, you are.
You are audible.
All right, so perhaps there was some issues of my end, but a quick and last check with Ravi Garg, if he's available, please. This is the last chance for you, Ravi, to come up and speak like others. I'll take the silence as no. And it was so much fun listening to all you speakers, right? Thank you very much for that illustrious experience altogether. And with that, I would hand over the stage to the leader in chief, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nimit, and thank you, Techmaster Arunima, for releasing the polls for the best table topic speaker. I think almost all of us got a chance to speak today. Please be fair and select the right person you feel was the best speaker for you today evening. The default choice is usually oneself, but since co-hosts can't vote, the others will have opportunity to decide the winner for the best table topic speaker. All right, moving forward. Continuing with the leadership models, one of my favorite models is the situational leadership model. What situational leadership model, basically the heart of it says that you should lead a person, a group, according to the situation that person or group is in. And the situations can be many. For example, there's a new member joining the team, or new member joining the company, or new member joining, say, Toastmasters. The kind of leadership there will be required will be directive leadership. When you're guiding, sharing information, directing, leading that person directly on one-on-one basis or together to a particular path. And that path is usually predefined. That is the level one part of the situational leadership. Second, it moves to a coaching kind of situation, that one has entered, say, into Toastmasters and is familiar with the basic systems. Then to move to the next level, that person may require coaching on how the Toastmaster system works, what are the other opportunities available. For example, say a new member may want to join the executive committee of a club to learn the different leadership aspects of managing a club, and then say become an area director or become a division director or a district director. That can be a path who that person can be coached to develop leadership skills and communication skills in parallel. Third aspect, when one evolves through this coaching and directing, then maybe that person is a bit self-sufficient to manage a lot of situations on his or her own. But then that person may face ups and downs in the emotions that person faces regularly. And then the kind of leadership that will be required is more of that empowerment kind of leadership, where one is supporting that other person. So the person can drive the result, but just requires enough support to just guide through the day. And last but not the least is when the person is motivated, one knows the tools, one is coached enough, then that person may just require delegation to manage some work. So if a leader is managing 10 things, the leader may want to let go of one or two things and let another person drive that particular area. So I really like the situational leadership model, and I highly encourage all of you to use this model in your daily leadership framework. And again, coming back to an important leadership aspect of our meeting is the feedback that we get at the end of the meeting. So I'd like to hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Madhav, to provide all the leaders present within the meeting relevant feedback to improve their roles. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. I would like to go with the speech evaluation of prepared speakers first. Hence, I would like to request Evaluator 1, Sujit, to present his report. Over to you, Sujit.
Thank you, General Evaluator Madhav. Let's check. Wonderful topic for a speech like this. The delivery of the speech was awesome. You remain stick to your title and use the title in the speech. Like if one communication fails, then we should let's check other communication. So you wonderfully gave many examples of your communication styles, and you also told us that if how one communication style fail in particular situation. So one communication style is, if not applicable in a particular situation, then we can use the other communication style in that situation. And one communication style cannot be used in another situation or every situation, because every situation is different situation. So you wonderfully explained all these things in your speech. So few recommendations from my side. I noticed that your body was oscillating like this. You were oscillating on your chair, move backward and forward. So you can keep your body constant by constant and try speaking. Second recommendation was, I noticed that your camera was below your level. So we were only see your body above this. So this hides your hand gestures and other body language. So in the next speech, you can keep the camera at a particular height or at a distance from your body, so that every can see the body movement also during your speech. I also noticed that you were scratching your head like this and this. So this was clearly a sign of anxiety during the speech. So you can improve your speech by keeping a awareness about these non-verbal body language. I also noticed that summary of the speech was little abrupt. In the summary, we can summarize what we just speak about, or what the overall message of the speech. So you can include that in your next speech. Overall, the speech was very awesome, and you were confident on stage. You engaged the audience by asking questions. Your vocal variety was there, eye contact was awesome, and you were comfortable on stage. Speech was also interesting. You spoke about the impact and where one can one communication style fail and use the other communication. It was just the, it was not just the report, it was or understanding of the communication style. It was more than that, which was the requirement or objective of the speech. So you fulfill the objective of the speech. No, I good luck for your future speeches. No, I hand over the stage back to our general evaluator, Madhav. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujit, for that detailed and wonderful report. Now I would request Anant, Toastmaster Anant, to come up on the stage and present us the report of Priyamvada's speech. Over to you, Anant.
Mr. General Evaluator, I would like to start with the apology that I wouldn't be able to switch on my video because of my little baby. However, please confirm if my audio is audible.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Priyamvada today spoke on a brave and thoughtful topic. This is probably not expected out of a very fresh or newly joined speaker, but she did surprise all of us with her writing skills, her selection of topic. I will give her full marks for this sheer magnanimous feat alone. I am in particular impressed with how she maintained her composure despite visible nervousness, signs of nervousness. And let me come now to why I say that I felt she was nervous. There were a few telltale signs. For example, the eye contact moving towards downwards, which was an indication that she might have had some notes, just like I am having some notes in my hand. She might have had some notes in her hand as well. There was also, I kid you not, the same observation like Surjit, chair oscillation. Well, it was sideways or in a mini semicircular way instead of back and forth. But yes, chair oscillation was visible as well. How to tackle this nervousness? May I suggest the speaker these two tips? One, use notes with only bullet points, not with the sentences. And two, simplify your writing. You already are a good writer. So why don't you use shorter sentences, simpler language, daily conversation, usual language instead of flowery language, at least in the beginner level. Also, add stories. The moment you add stories, it becomes so easy for you to memorize, and bulk of the nervousness is gone that way. Now, another minor observation that I had was she began with, thank you for introducing me this way, that way, and I'm going to tell you all about this way. Probably she diluted her opening. It could have been simply the first line of her original draft. I have always believed that dash dash dash, and that way it would have been a solid opening in itself. Now, what do I like the most in her speech? At a particular moment, I felt she showed street smartness. She tried to engage with the audience, sensing no response. She directed to a few from whom she knew she will get some response. And that is a sign of intelligence, my friends. To sum it up, very brave and thoughtful and good writing skills this speaker has. This speaker also has a great sense of street smartness, some intelligence, even while going through some nervousness. Please implement my tips on tackling this nervousness. We will get in touch with for a detailed discussion if you want later on. But for now, I am already hooked to listen to your next speech very soon. Premvada, don't delay it. Looking forward with all the club members to hear your next speech. All the very best. Over to you, Madhav.
Thank you, Anant. And yes, Priyamvada, we are indeed waiting for your next speech. Now, I would like to go with the evaluation of table topics, and we also have polls for best evaluators. I am casting my vote. I was really confused while giving votes. So I hope you all cast your vote, and then I would start. I think I should start with the evaluations, table topics evaluations. The first speaker was Toastmaster Anima. The topic was either I win or I learn. Anima, you started with a great, what I could say, a great phrase or something. And I was really impressed with that. I wish I could start my table topic with that. I could give that starting to my table topic. You said that if winning, it is success. If not, if I fail, then I would be making success. That's a great start to a table topic. And I don't have any recommendation to you. Diana, your topic was why to be a leader, and you spoke about Toastmasters. You wrote about Toastmasters, that being a Toastmasters, you get an opportunity to being a leader as well, and it helps you in being a leader as well. So that's a great thought. Dishant, you spoke. Your table topic was leaders. Leaders are built, not born. I think it was your first speech, table topic speech. If it was, then it was a great. You spoke very really well, commendable. You were able to explain and relate leadership to your office. Then you gave an example of a CEO. It was overall it was a great attempt. I couldn't have expected any better if it was your first attempt. But just one recommendation would be that you could have concluded it better. Like you were talking about CEO, but then you ended it abruptly. Like ending seemed to be little abrupt. You could, while you were talking about CEO, then you could end with a sentence like giving your opinion again towards the end. So that would have worked wonders. Otherwise, it was a great speech from your end. Anant, your topic was leaders read, readers lead. Great as expected, no recommendation. Sujit, leadership is an action, not a position. You followed the audio approach. You started an opinion, then a reason, then example, and then opinion again. Great job there. No recommendation. Priyamvada, an instance when I showcased leadership. You could give examples, like you explained it, then you could give examples about your school, about your household things. You concluded it as well. So good attempt there. Anshuman, engage, enable, and empower. Your topic, I think, was little easier because your theme already was about leadership. You spoke really well. You gave examples. So great, great thing. Now can I request Nimit to give me feedback, like, or he can give me later on whenever he feels like.
Sure. I mean, let us get it done right here, right now. Mother view as the speaker today were very good because you immediately started off with a topic and were very quick to relate to a very personal example. You directly related to the Facebook story or the quote which you have it already, and then you not only that, but then you took to your own life where you shared that yes with the sentence, right? The only point of recommendation is once you run out of your thoughts, you just try to end the speech there and then. I have observed it earlier as well and today also. Okay, so I am done with my thoughts, so let me just conclude my speech and hand it back. No, why don't you build it over and try to close the speech with a transition or probably some sort of a summary or conclusion, so that way you would eat up more time as well and would be a smooth ending to your speech, because I see that you had time on your hand. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you, Nimit. I would definitely implement that point, and thank you. Great. Like, thanks a lot. Now I would like to go up with tech team. Our counter Diana gave the report then and there after every speech, and great job there, Diana. I could see your report coming up after each speech. Then timer, and I'm really glad to say that Nimit and Anshuman, coordinated to play the timer role. We didn't have any timer, and that's a very great thing. Nimit or Anshuman, do you have any, do you have any time written on something or a report?
Yeah, I have the timer report.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. I was doing timer after a long time, to be very honest, and just let me share my screen. I have recorded the timings. I hope the screen is visible. If not, I can increase the size. Yes, as you can see.
Visible.
Yes, as you can see, there was one speaker who was disqualified just because of 2 seconds, but otherwise the second speaker, Priyamvada, was in time, 5 minutes 31 seconds. Both the evaluators were on time, so 3 minutes 5 seconds and 3 minutes 27 seconds respectively. I apologize that there was some confusion with the card at my end and I could not display the correct cards at time. But then I was recording the timings and you both were in time. And then the table topic speakers all were in time. In fact, all were less than 2 minutes. So that's an observation, overall observation, and we all can speak more, right? We can just look at the timings, the cards being displayed and try to construct accordingly. Overall, the meeting started on time, exactly at 7 p.m. IST. The prepared speech section started at 7:11. The table topic section started at 7:36. The evaluation started at 8:06. Table topic evaluation exactly took 3 minutes. With that, thank you very much and back to you.
Thank you, Nimit. Thank you for that detailed report. I didn't expect it. Like, I thought that you were doing multitasking. So, but great job. Thank you. Now I would like to present a grammarian report. I don't have presentation rights. Can Toastmaster take care of it? Co-host access. Okay, thank you. I hope you all can see my screen. Starting with word of the day, we had 5 uses of word of the day during the meeting, one by Anshuman, one by Nimit. It could have been better and there could have been more uses by other members as well, but we can try taking, like, I also introduced the word of the day right there in the meeting. So I think that it is not that bad. 5 uses are good count. Then coming to the good uses of grammar and English language, Anshuman used phrase sprung up, which means to start to exist suddenly. Then Anima uses sociable. Then Anima again used persuasive. Priyamvada conscious. So conscience. I think I'm really confused with this pronunciation. I always used to pronounce it as conscience, I think, and it is conscious. I think. I'm not sure. Conscious.
It is
Okay,
conscience.
thank you. Then, yeah, conscience. Okay. Then Priyamvada used the word chaos. Anshuman used the word bombard. Alnima used the word flung. Anand used the word nuance. Nimit said taking us back to memory lane. Sujit used the word oscillate. That's a word that I heard for the first time. Then coming to some bad uses, there were very few that I could note. From all of India, it could have been said as from all over India. More importance could have been said as more important. I agree, and a action, like it is an action. That's all from my side. it was pleasure being grammarian today. I think now I would go with the evaluation of overall meetings, starting with the first role, Sergeant at Arms, played by Toastmaster Anima. Okay, we have votes to be. We have votes to give. I can't cast my vote because I have co-host access. Request everyone to give their votes. Okay, I've got it. Okay, so starting with Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Anima, she explained the rules very properly, and no recommendation from my side. Then coming to Toastmaster of the day, Anshuman. Anshuman, I saw impeccable confidence while you were talking about, like, you start with clapping, so that's a great thing, and I also learn it from you. I will also try, like, when we start it, we can clap. That gives energy to us as well as to the audience as well. So, and you also explained about the types of leadership. Whenever you got time, you explained about them in very much detail. So great job. Evaluator 1, Sujit, explained the objectives properly, then covered all the aspects in CRC approach. And you also noticed nitty-gritties, like you said that Toastmaster Onima was sketching her head, I think. And you not only pointing out these things, but you also told that what it indicates. So that's again a great thing. No recommendation from my side. Toastmaster Anant as Evaluator 2, he again followed the CRC approach suggestion. He also does one thing, like I said that I couldn't choose which evaluator I should give my vote to, because both used the different thing. One was pointing out the nitty-gritties and telling what this thing, like what, for example, sketching head indicates. Another was Toastmaster Anant was giving the recommendation, like suggestion, how can she improve on it? How can she get rid of it, this habit? So that's a great thing. Coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Nimit. Topics were related to theme. After every topic, you gave your views, and you were constantly speaking after giving topics. You were also able to accommodate all the topics. That's a great thing. Now coming to timer role, Nimit and Anshuman played it together. Anshuman was taking care of timings while speeches, table topic speeches. It was played well by Nimit. Also, Nimit presented the report. The report was great. Our counter, again, Diana, thank you for playing the role and constantly giving the presenting the report after every speech. One recommendation I could give to all the to the speakers, to the members, that they could have kept the camera open. So that's one recommendation from my side. I think that brings me to the end of the evaluation section. It was great being your journal evaluator, and I myself learned many things while being the journal evaluator. Now I would request Toastmaster of the day, Anshuman, to take it forward. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Madhav, for that comprehensive report. And thanks a lot, everyone, for being part of this wonderful meeting today evening. If I have to leave you with one thought about leadership, it is this one. Leadership for me is not leading anyone else. It's literally just leading yourself. If you think about any leadership role, you cannot literally control, force, or when you say you're influencing someone, somehow you have reached that level of mindset where you are able to understand what the other person wants and feels, and are able to negotiate or discuss or converse at a level where you are able to influence that one person, a group, community, or the world. So at the end of the day, if you lead just yourself well, you'll be able to become better leader within your group, within your home, within your family, within community, or within the nation. And that's a lifelong quest. These 100 and so models that I just shared on the WhatsApp group, that can help you become more self-aware and empower you with more tools on how you can lead yourself and the others. But it's not just these tools, but just learning across history, geography, politics, religion, or whatever drives humanity can always help you become a better leader day in and day out. And one place which can always enable you doing that is Toastmasters. It was wonderful being your host, and I look forward to see you in the next meeting. I'd now like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Madhav. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. I learned many lessons of leadership today, and I would try implementing them. And Toastmaster itself, like also we have polls for best role players. I hope everyone has casted their votes. And I was talking about the lessons I learned today from Anshuman. He explained about my leadership styles, and I would try implementing some of them in real life as well. Now, coming to the theme was really interactive, and it was exciting. But let's take the feedback from our guests. So, starting with Dishant, would you like to go? Would you like to give us some feedback, something that you liked and something that you would like us to improve on?
Actually, it's my first class. I'm evaluating the club, so I don't know how the whole Toastmaster works. So as of now,
I think you can
don't.
tell about your experience as well, like how
Yeah,
you liked it. And
yeah, it's a good experience in the sense that what I am looking for in the Toastmaster club, what points I am missing in my own personality. So I can see that most of all you guys are working on that. So I hope I will work whenever I join Toastmaster Club officially. I will work more towards that, and clearly with your all with the current ecosystem that Toastmaster has, I will able to overcome my fear of public speaking and to think at. First of all, I like the table topic uh, theme that you have. It helps me to think impromptu, and I have fear of that. So I think it's a good thing that you guys are doing. So that's from my side. Thank you.
thank you, Dishant. Thank you for that feedback, and I hope you will be able to improve on your skills while joining more and more meetings. And I hope you join our next meeting as well.
Definitely.
Now coming to the thank you. Now coming to the next guest that we have, Diana. Diana has already given her feedback. I think she says that meeting was very good. I love, and I think that you did a great job as our counter as well. Thank you, Diana. Now coming to our next guest. Ravi, are you there? I think he isn't there. Yeah, he's there. Sorry.
It is well.
Can you please?
Hi everybody. This is a well experience to attend the meeting. Time to time I am attending this meeting, but whenever I got the chance to attend the meeting, so I am getting attend the meeting so that I part of that Toastmaster and get the experience. Well, there have been many speeches I have listened, and today's speech are very good that give us the in day-to-day working experience, also give us much better to understand and how to build our leadership qualities.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you for that feedback, and looking forward to seeing you in future meetings as well. Now, I would like to request Sujit. He is not a guest, but he is from our sister club. But Could you give us some feedback, Sujit?
It was really a wonderful meeting, and the things I learned from your meeting is today meeting was really at a different level. The way you people coordinated with each other to make this meeting a success, it was really an amazing part from your side, and I am learning these things from you. Actually, in my club, we are facing such type of situation also, so I am learning these things from you, you people. And today meeting I saw we have 4 5 members and 3 guests, so it was really a wonderful meeting, and it's a really a successful meeting, we can say. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Sujit. And that's the beautiful thing. That's the beauty of TPTM and SPTM, that they learn from each other and they coordinate and they help each other. Thank you for being here. And thank you for taking the role. Now I would like to request Toastmaster Rama. I think she is here. Let's see. No, she has left. Now I would like to request my mentor, Toastmaster Nimit. Some words of wisdom from you.
I must say that I'm quite proud to see Madhav use not only playing the general evaluator role, but also juggling with the grammarian and also playing the presiding officer role so effectively. So all this culture, right, where we learn and we grow in such a way that we are able to juggle multiple roles instead of one. So that this growth, as I see, I am quite, and it's not only with you, Madhav, it's also with Anshuman, Arunima, Surjit, everyone, sticking till the end, making this meeting a success. Very proud of you all, and it never felt like I ever left. So thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Nimit. Thank you for taking that role. I look forward to have you, to see you in more meetings. Now, talking about that, multitasking thing, I would just give you my experience in as one example. First time I did the timer role, I literally felt, what I'm doing, because I need to press that stopwatch. Then I need to, record the timing, and then I need to present the cards as well. And I felt that it is the toughest role in Toastmasters. And I saw people like Soji, people like other members who were able to play it well. I thought, what's wrong with me? And now I think that the more you do these roles, the more you play many roles, the more you improve, the more confidence you get to do it. So that's a great thing. That's a great skill to learn. Now this brings to, before ending the meeting, I would like to request Techmaster to announce the polls results. Over to you, Toastmaster Anima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhav. Our first nomination was for Best Prepared Speaker. The Best Prepared Speaker for today's meeting goes to Priyambada. Job, Priyambada, looking forward for more. Next, we had nominations for Best Table Topic Speaker. In Table Topic Speaker, we have 3 winners. We'll start with second runner-up. Second runner-up goes to, any guesses? Toastmaster Madhav. First runner-up goes to our guest, Toastmaster Diana. Any winners who won Best Table Topic Speaker in the first position? It goes to DTM Anant Katyayani. Next, we had nominations for Best Speech Evaluator. We had to choose between Surjit and Nanan. As said by Madhav, Both were great. They noticed each and every bit. Any guesses who won the best speaker to best speech evaluator for today? It goes to Toastmaster Surji. Big round of applause for Surji. Then we had nominations for Best Auxiliary Role Player. This goes to none other than Toastmaster Madhav, who were able to manage the grammarian role along with the general evaluator, presiding officer. Kudos to you, Manav, for managing all the three roles and doing it to the best. Then we had the nominations for Best Role Player. This was tough. Any guesses who won the Best Role Player award? It goes to our President, Toastmaster Anshuman. You will get the certificates on your mail directly in some time. Over to you, Madhav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anima. And this brings us to the end of this beautiful meeting, this beautiful and exciting meeting. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you also enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, looking forward to see you in our next meeting, which is again on Thursdays, next Thursday. And before that, we have meeting of our sisters club as well, Spearhead Toastmasters Club. It is on